Hey, so we live. It's time. It's go time. It's going to be our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube live Q&A with J Douse. So we here. Welcome to this beautiful Saturday, coming to you live from St. Petersburg, Florida, the South Side to be exact. So let's see who we got. All right, shout out to everybody that's joining in. Hey, Jason Newman, my guy, what's up with it? I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's tuning in. What's going on? Chanel, how you doing? How's everybody doing today? Tap in. Let me know where everybody coming from today. Where y'all at with it? Okay, say volume up. Let's see. Is that better? Can y'all hear me now? All right, so first question comes from Jason Newman. He says, so what is it that you do for a job now? Seems like you're into a little bit of everything. Jason, to be honest with you, you're absolutely correct. I don't think I necessarily have just one job. I've been blessed with so many talents that I feel like I'm a jack of all trades. But first and foremost, primarily is the media production company, J Douse Photography. I've been doing that now for a little over 6 years. 727 Fargo, whose car is getting stolen? Yeah, I know, man. Like, it's always somebody that's gonna crash your party, man, but it ain't nothing but the devil, man. We was definitely gonna start on time, so we just let that situation get handled when it get handled. But outside of the media production company, what I do is I'm into like engines, motorcycles, dirt bikes, repairs. I do that sort of thing. Social media marketing management. And then outside of that is taking this this media thing as far as video creation a little bit more serious. So in regards to YouTube, as you can see, like the custom merch that I'm wearing and everything now, just getting more and then just being more just open and personable with, you know, not only just myself, but also just like my brand and just building myself and just doing what I love to do, but turning my passion into a profession. Shout out to everybody that's just tuning in. Hey, fix bikes, yeah, yes sir. I mean, definitely. Anytime you do anything that you love, do it. It never feels like work. Honestly, especially when it comes to like motorcycles, man. I can wake up every morning and do that, in and out all day, every day. Hey, shout out to HR Power Sports. Hey man, for real, man. Check them out over there at Pinellas Park. Y'all give me 1 second, IG. All right, IG, I'm back. Sorry for having y'all stare at the wall, but we back. All right. Oh yeah, Jason, definitely get at me sometime. What I'll do is I'll inbox you my number, and then we can exchange contacts, and that way we can stay connected that way. Oh, this is a good question. What made you start wanting to do photography? To many people that don't know my journey, my photography journey actually started out as just a hustle. I had a strong, solid background in working in retail management. I did that roughly for about 7 years. And before that, I was working in the rec center department with kids in a before and after school program. So when I left like I knew I just needed to do my own thing. I knew I needed to just get out and just be independent and just really just kind of find my way, find my purpose, just not only just like business-wise, but also in life. So what I started doing, for many that may have been following me for a minute, I started like fitness training along with photography, and I was also like hustling shoes, you know, having that background and coming from the mall and everything. I had a lot of solid contacts and connects. So I was basically just hustling in the beginning with it. But then what I noticed was I started becoming good at it naturally. So then I started investing into my talent, investing into my craft. And then so just with that camera, it just really just felt like a meal ticket. And like God literally like placed that in my hands for a reason. And then so literally what I did with it from there was just a lot of close friends and colleagues of mine was telling me, they was like, listen man, you got a gift, but what I want you to do is just go ahead and invest in your gift, invest in your craft, but focus on just one thing, and then, you know, become and master that craft and become good and become great at it. And then from there, you know, if you ever want to go back and then pick up the few things that you were doing in addition to that, you can always do that. So I always felt like photography for me, it was a lot of longevity in it. It was a lot of opportunities to meet, network, travel, to also, and then just be great and do things on my own terms, my own conditions. Oh, Chanel, I remember you working before and after care. You came a long way. Absolutely, absolutely. To many people that I know, man, shout out to the St. Petersburg Recreation Department for giving me that chance, the opportunity. A lot of people that I meet and connect with, I'm still friends with now and then, seeing you guys as kids grow up, which have went on to graduate high school and even college now, is such an amazing and a blessing thing to see and be a part of. And then also, you know, just leaving that, you know, knowing that I had an impact on those like kids' lives and they still look up to me, Coach J, and all that good stuff, is like, it's a very humbling feeling. Okay, here's another question. On the fitness side of things, what is your area of expertise? Personal training, strength and conditioning, agility. Let's see a little bit more to the question. Weightlifting and powerlifting. So basically, there was no specific area of expertise. Everything was tailored individually client-based, to whereas if you're looking to lose weight, you're gaining weight, you want a specific sport, train for a specific sport or a specific area, or cross-training, weightlifting, cross-country, you know, you name it. I went in, I studied, I got the time, and I did the certification and everything. So it was just literally just having fun with it and just doing just like the one-on-one thing, being personal with all my clients. So shout out to everybody that's joining and tapping in. All right, so for those of you who just have joined, I'm actually streaming this live across three networks. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube. Definitely want to give a huge shout out to everybody that's been like my day ones, my followers, my supporters, friends, family, loved ones, all of that good stuff. Okay, so here's the next question, just came in. It says, are you really interested in photography, or is it something you've just grown to love? Yeah, I've always been passionate about it. I used to create, actually, like back when I was in college, I used to create like little short films and everything just with my cell phone, and just used to go out and just take pictures of like my shoes and the outfits that I was wearing back then. We used to post on a forum called Nike Talk, showing my age a little bit, but some of my OG sneakerheads can relate. But it just started out from there, and then just wanting to get like creative with not taking just the same picture every day, day in and out, and just getting creative with like angles and using the camera that I had, which was actually on a Sidekick back then, again showing my age, but from the Sidekick it elevated to like a BlackBerry, and then, you know, when the first iPhones and everything came out, it was literally like you have this amazing camera in the palm of your hands, and the sky's the limit to what you can create with it. Okay, so here's another question that says, do you like the scenery? The different people are into different avenues. So the biggest thing for me is I never sold myself short when it comes to photography. I cover everything from events, commercial work, corporate work, portraits, you name it. Anything that can be captured with a camera, I do it. But also I love doing it. And being blessed and fortunate enough to live in a beautiful state of Florida, like we have so much amazing scenery here. So I try to take advantage of that every opportunity and every chance that I can. And yeah, just like different avenues, yeah, I try to expand as much as possible, but with also keeping it, staying grounded to the point of where I remember like why I started this journey, why I do what I do. And I try not to deviate from that, because a lot of times when you mix your business with your passion, you can become distracted. Like the business side of things can sometimes it can overwhelm you to the point of where you'll lose your drive and you'll lose your passion for what it is that you're doing. So a lot of times I'll take on like personal projects, and I'll do like little passion things that you guys may see, like little short films and everything that I'll post on Instagram or some of my YouTube videos. And that's what, for me, that's what really like keeps me grounded. All right, so here's the next question. What 3 tools would you like to put into your photography starter kit? Okay, that's a great question. That's a great question. If I could only choose 3, out the gate, well, you have to have a camera. So if a camera is going to be one of the 3, I would start with a camera. I would probably go with my starter camera, which is the first camera that I started with, and one that I still use to this day, which is a Canon T3i. I would definitely go with the 50mm lens, and I would go with, if we're doing photography, I would go with some form of lighting. Like, so whether it be like an off-camera flash, or like a LED panel light, or just like a video light, something of that nature, but some form of lighting, and the camera, and then that lens. All right, next question. I see that you do photography. Is your passion in photography or cinematography? Okay, that's a great question. And honestly, like if it came down to it, somebody had a gun to my head and said, okay, you have to do one for the rest of your life, which one are you going to choose? I would say more of the cinematography. The passion is in both. I love to create, but especially when it comes to the film side of things, I'm literally able to take something from just a thought or a vision in my head and able to get it on paper, and then from paper to the planning pre-production stage, and then from there actually creating it, and then from the creating it standpoint actually seeing it on a big screen. And there's no more rewarding feeling than that. And if you guys paid attention to the recent film that I released back during Thanksgiving, I documented as much of that process as possible, but you can literally see how when we were going through the auditioning and casting process, how I was literally just vocalizing like these visions that I was having for this film. And then fast forward to the finished product of the film, it was like everything that I envisioned like literally like came to life on a big screen. And it was just like, man, like I couldn't stop smiling and couldn't be more happy with that project. So shout out to everybody. Give thanks to Movie. If you haven't already, the digital download is available. All right, moving on to the next question. Like, do you see yourself shooting movies, TV shows, directing? To be honest with you, yeah. The short film that I released, it was a full feature. I loved it. Really felt like I came into my calling with that one. TV shows and directing, I could see it. The directing aspect for sure. The question after that is, how long have you been into photography? July the 3rd actually marked 6 years professionally. All right, let's see. Switching over to Instagram here. I'm gonna answer a few questions there. Okay, what applications do you use for post-production? So everything that I use post-production wise comes from Adobe's Creative Cloud Suite. Shout out to Adobe. I use Premiere Pro on the video editing side. I use Adobe's Photoshop. I use Adobe's Bridge for editing photos. After Effects if I do need to create any special effects. I've used Adobe Illustrator a few times as far as like graphic design. I'm not the best graphic designer, but I have a computer. I'm talented enough, so I'll just create like the little graphics and logos that I'll need for whatever the project calls for. All right, seeing a lot of familiar faces that's joining in, so shout out to everybody that's watching. And I appreciate the questions, y'all. Keep them coming, keep them coming. But like I said in a video leading up to this, the questions don't have to be anything professionally related. You know, I'm an open book. And so I'm really trying to take this opportunity to get to know you guys a little bit better, and I want you guys to know me a little bit better. just really being just open, vocal, vulnerable with, you know, social media. So now's the opportunity. If there's any questions that's ever been on your mind, feel free. Oh, that's a great question. Am I faith-based? Absolutely, absolutely. I've come this far strictly on faith alone. Had it not been for God and just believing in everything and getting through a lot of my trials and triumphs, just having faith has literally been the sole thing that's carried me thus far, and I feel like it will continue to carry me for the remainder of my life. Staying humble, staying faithful, waking up in the morning, going to sleep like in prayer has always been kind of like, you know, that one thing that will always keep you grounded is just knowing that you have that love unconditionally from a higher source. Man, this is love, man. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of day ones, man. So definitely shout out to y'all. What's up, what's up, what's up with it? And yeah, man, definitely if there's any local business owners, if you guys want to go ahead and shoot me over a link to where we could purchase your products or where we could see anything, definitely would love to give you a shout out. Would love to continue to network, build, and grow each other's companies and brands like that. All right, so for the ones just joining in, this is an open Q&A. Feel free to ask any questions. I'll try to answer each and every one of them as honestly and open as possible. So here's the next question that comes in. It says, I have a passion for art, especially being in front of the camera. I have 2 kids now, and my oldest is the same. Hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and open the question up a little bit further. So it's cool to know that you're faith-based, so I can push my baby and continue myself. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like everything that you do, all things that are possible, you know, through Christ, that strengthens us. And like that scripture, that quote is very tried and true. Like, you know, not only is the saying that anything you put your mind to, you can achieve, but imagine putting your mind to something and having faith standing behind that to back you up, and knowing that you can lean on God through like all of your hard times, your trials, and your tribulations. It's definitely an amazing feeling. Okay, so what other cameras do you use? You're handsome, you want to model and act as well. So the cameras that I use and I've been comfortable with throughout this whole journey has been Canon's line. Right now my cinema camera is a Canon 5D Mark III. I still use my Canon T3i. I love it, that is my workhorse. And then also my Canon 7D, the original Mark I, same thing, workhorse, man. We done been through the trenches together, so I'll never get rid of, you know, any of my digital cameras. And also I've acquired a collection of like vintage cameras. But yeah, to anybody I can say that to, and also say it's like, never get caught up in the hype of, you know, you feel like you have to have like the latest and greatest camera or whatever, because I've created some of my best work with a Canon T3i. If anything, I would invest more into like the lenses and the lighting before upgrading the camera, because what sense does it make to go out and buy, you know, a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, but you still don't know how to drive, you know? So any like talented racer in a lesser value car will still, you know, smoke you at the track just because their skill set is a little bit higher. So I would definitely invest more so into the lenses and lighting first, but definitely having a good camera with a lot of functions is great and necessary to have. But then to continue with the question is, do you model and act as well? I mean, I wouldn't consider it modeling, but you know, taking the pictures and promoting myself and my brand and everything is just something that comes along with the territory. And I like to act. It is fun. It is something cool to do. I probably wouldn't do it professionally, but I do like acting in like my short films and passion projects. Oh, this is a good question. So how do you educate yourself to take better pictures? So the education is a never-ending journey. Like, regardless of whatever it is that you're doing, the day you stop learning will be the day you die. So as far as education, I'm a little bit older, so we came from the era of where we didn't necessarily have technology readily available at our fingertips. So what we used to have to do was, we had to use our resources. So back then it was like literally like, the local library or your school's library, or, just anything of that nature. And now you literally have a computer, you have iPads, you have phones, you have Wikipedia, you have Google, you have YouTube, you have tutorials that are so readily available. So you really just have to take advantage of it. But primarily what I like to do is I enjoy reading, like actually like reading. So whether it's like an article or something like that online, or whether it's like a course, I'll follow along with it. I'll download the like the pamphlets and everything, and I'm literally like I treat it as if it's like a college class, even though it may be just something online. Even if I'm watching a YouTube video, I'm taking notes, and then I'll go back and try it and practice it and just try to get a little bit better at it, so that way the things that I learn I can retain and then use actually in the field. All right, so I'm going to switch over to Instagram here. We got a question that says, what motivated you to step out on vulnerability? So I've been doing this, Instagram, 2012, when I joined Instagram, and Facebook since 2006, when it was only available to college students and stuff, and again, showing my age, but when I first started, it was I was very closed-minded. I was very, I like to keep my private life. I only want the people on social media to know what I want them to know. I was very secretive about my personal life. I don't want to say I was afraid of like exposing the things that I was going through in my life, but it was just, social media, it was so new, it was so raw. So it was always like, okay, I'm gonna put out and I'm gonna post certain things and I'm gonna engage a certain way, and I'm gonna tread light. But then what I realized is like, you actually have the most fun with social media when you're actually using it for what it's utilized for. So it's like, if you're getting out having fun and commenting on people's pictures and liking people's stuff and messaging people and connecting with people that's across the world and finding things that interest you and following certain pages and that sort of thing. So then I was just like, I gotta stop being this old grumpy man when it comes to social media and just let my hair down and just have fun with it, for lack of better words. Okay, so what's your favorite Bible verse? That's a good one. I live by so many daily, but if I had to pick a favorite, I would probably say, to whom much is given, much is required. As much as we continue and we always want to grow, it's like you always have to remember that each time you level up, it's going to be a higher level of responsibility that comes with that. So sometimes we may see people in places that we may want to be, or you may see like people on Instagram and social media like, hey, look, they have this and that, but not realizing what all responsibilities come along with that. So that's definitely a good question. Oh, here's another good one. All right, so what is one thing you wish you would have known when you started? If I could go back knowing what I know now, back then, I would say really to continue to have fun. Like, even though it is professional, like some of my best work has always come from when I've just literally just gone out with the camera, set no expectations on myself. The client allows me to just be free and say, hey, listen, we know, we've hired you for your creative mindset. We trust you. We trust your vision. Do your thing. And I'll literally like go out. I have some music going. I'll be, laughing, joking around with the clients. They're laughing and joking back. And then, everybody's energy is just feeding off each other. And then literally like that spills into the camera and it shows in my body of work. Like half the time, like if you see like pictures with like couples or people or children like smiling, it's always organic, it's always authentic, it's always come from a place of, this was actually a joke that was probably told behind the camera, or this was actually the authentic and organic like laughter. So that's always been something I've been able to pride myself with, is like, each time I go out on a shoot or a session or even at weddings and events, it's like, hey, listen, we're here to have a good time. All right. So switching over to a question on Instagram, it says, "What sparked your interest to pursue your various passions?" Initially, it started as just like a survival tactic. I came from a place where I knew I didn't no longer want to work for anybody else. I wanted to be strictly independent. I wanted to go out and be able to provide a better life for myself, for my children, and then even my family later down the line. And I knew that it can never come from me working like a 9 to 5, not taking away anything from anybody that does work a 9 to 5, but I just know just the way my personality and the way that I'm set up and the way that I am, I just knew that I would just have to literally like go out and get it on my own. So it literally started out as just a hustle, just getting out and just, hustling up money day to day, surviving. But then I knew as the hustle and everything continued to grow, that I'll have to legitimize my businesses and actually turn them into businesses and treat everything as such, and then just start moving more professionally. Okay, and I'm just gonna acknowledge the comment that says it's so refreshing. Yes, absolutely it is. Definitely standing behind your faith. I mean, literally, like sometimes at the end of the day, that's all you have. It's like, you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you know it's there. And believing, that's definitely majority of the battle. Okay, here's another question on the personal side. It says, "What is your definition of love?" If I had to define it, I mean, of course, everybody knows that there's no true definition. There's no right or wrong answer. But personally, if I had to define it, I would say love is an everlasting emotion that is shared, that is given, that is received. It's something that's definitely felt. It's something that's definitely like given. It's unconditional. If you tell somebody that you love them wholeheartedly and you really love them, like there's no stipulations to that. Love is something that is universal. It's a universal language. Like it's spoken sometimes even in hugs and kisses and touch. Your mother, the way that a mother love a child is like unconditional, and I think that's like the pinnacle. Is like, loving something that you've created. And as a parent, as a father myself, like loving my kids, it's like, it's no better joy in the world. Whose work has influenced you most? If I had to really pick one person, the first person I would say stands out to me is Spike Lee. Growing up, early 90s, if anybody is familiar and follows his work, like from Do the Right Thing, She's Gotta Have It, Crooklyn, like a lot of his movies were very like pro-black, was very, this is what's going on in our communities. These are the issues that we're dealing with. These are a lot of the stigmas that we have going on. And then the same thing is like, it's not like I emulate him, but the same thing in my work you'll see as well is like, I try not to put out too much fluff. I love substance. I love, touching base on things that I can relate on and things that I grew up with. Things that we see in the community. And again, like if you guys scroll through either my YouTube or my Instagram, you'll see a lot of the projects that I've been putting out recently have been definitely of substance. So yeah, I would definitely say Spike Lee for me. Top 3 books I would recommend. I am not gonna lie to you guys. I am not very much of an actual like book reader. I do like the podcast and the Audible thing every now and then, but if I did have to say a few books for me, definitely number 1 would be the Bible. You can never get enough of reading that. Number 2, Rich Dad Poor Dad really kind of changed my perspective on a few things. And then if I had to name the 3rd that actually like motivated me and changed me, was Michelle Obama's book. Definitely worth the read. All right, so the next question is, what made you buy the particular camera that I bought? Actually, I would probably say it was by luck. I didn't do much research on the camera when I first purchased it. It was literally just walked into Best Buy and was like, hey, this is it. Let's do it. I didn't do much research on the camera and everything like that either. Like I said, initially the way it started was I was doing like fitness training, and I just wanted a camera to go out. And at the time, I just wanted a camera to make YouTube videos and just take high quality pictures of my clients. And so the Canon T3i is what I was using and still use to this day. But with that, it had like the swivel screen, it had the full manual mode and photo and video, um, and it was just an all around just good camera for doing not only just photos but also for video, action, sports, portraits, and then it was very versatile as far as like the Canon's lineup of lenses. So that was pretty much that. But where we're at now, 2020, what I would say in regards to like purchasing lenses and doing that sort of thing and cameras is now we have like websites like Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, where you can do like the comparison thing, where you can like line up like a Sony camera, a Nikon camera, and a Canon camera and see like all the different like features and benefits of each. All right, so can photography be difficult at times? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Because it's a very technical aspect that goes into it, so knowing your camera in and out. But then too, it's also, you have to be a people person. If working events and weddings and quinceañeras and that sort of thing is what you're going to be doing, then yeah, you have to be not only just a people person, a crowd pleaser, but then too, you also have to know your equipment. And equipment, just like anything, is subject to failure. So that's happened. That's happened. So yeah, it's definitely stressful. At times, though, not all the time, but at times. All right. So what I'm gonna do is we're actually gonna take a brief intermission, and I actually have. If any of you guys have been following pretty much all of like my Valentine's Day films, you will recognize this bottle. It is the Red Lady Rum Punch, which is made here in the heart of St. Pete, Florida, by my good friend Jared Carter. Shout out to the Red Lady. Not only is this bottle like amazing to look at, but this drink is like, if you're definitely 21 and over, I would recommend you going to your local liquor store here in St. Petersburg, Florida, and then purchasing it. But yeah, like this has been something that I've actually stuck behind, like from when it was like in the design stages, and like I literally like every time I'm like, hey, listen, man, I got an event or I got a film, like it calls for like champagne or it calls for like some type of like alcoholic beverage, like this is definitely like my go-to. So definitely shout out to the Red Bottle Boys. Make sure y'all get on and check them out. It's the Red Lady. Let them know that I sent you. Yeah, man, but definitely like to give a huge shout out to the Red Lady. All of my Valentine's Day movies, man, it's always been in there. Definitely with the cameos. So if y'all go and take a look, you'll see it. Hey, man, shout out to my guy Marcus Reed, man. Modo, what's up with you? So yeah, man, it's pretty much an open Q&A. So for everybody that's just joining in, feel free. No question is off limits. I'm gonna try and be as vocal and honest and open as possible. So ask away, ask away. I'm just gonna step away from the camera real quick, grab my phone charger. This whole IG live thing is definitely demanding on the battery. All right, so we got another question that just came in. I'm gonna go ahead and plug my phone up real quick. All right. So it says, what's emotional intelligence at this stage of your life mean to you? Amazing question. Good question. But for lack of better words, everything you do in life requires balance. Not only will it be emotionally, physically, and spiritually, like all three of those have to be in line with anything that you do. And so the emotional side of myself, especially with what I do, like everything that I do, like I'm passionate about, I stand behind. I have so much passion and desire for everything that I do and I put my hands on. So to have that emotional intelligence at that level and to that extent, especially at this stage in my life, is like very important, and it means a tremendous deal to me. So a lot of times in the morning, I'll wake up and I have to, like, give myself that rundown in the mirror, before I start my day. Like, what I'm saying? Like, how's your spirit? Like, how are you? Like, what I'm saying? Before you step foot out this door, you need to make sure that you're, what I'm saying, 100% before you go and try and do like anything else or interact with anybody else, because, the law of attraction, your energies, your vibrations, and all that good stuff, like, all of that has to be in point, before you even, step foot out the door in the morning to start your day. So definitely good question, Marcus. Next question, how's the engine coming along? Hey man, the engine build is going great. For everybody that's been following, been rebuilding a blown motor in a Suzuki dirt bike, and right now I'm literally just waiting on the piston. That's the last piece of the puzzle. As soon as this piston comes in, I'm gonna make another video, YouTube video and everything, reassembling the entire motor, and then gonna do the full rebuild and put the bike back together. All right, shout out to everybody that's joining in on both Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so the next question says, expand on the routine in the morning. What it's like when you miss it. We're human beings, so we're all creatures of nature by force, really, and sometimes we develop like habits. So your morning routines are vital, are important. So it's like if you wake up and you pray, you drink your glass of water, you may exercise or ride your bike or meditate or whatever your normal routine is. Like anytime like any one of those things is like off, it could literally throw your whole equilibrium, your whole balance, your whole day off. So what I always try to recommend is if you create good and practice good habits daily, good routines are so vital, are so important to your success daily. So what I try to live by, the mantra that I live by is like win the day. Sometimes we try to bite off more than we can chew, and in doing that, you'll focus on next week or next month or tomorrow versus what's in front of you. So I always love just to say, just win the day. I wake up in the morning and say, okay, what do I have to do to win the day? We're just gonna take it one step at a time. All right, here's another good question. It says, how has COVID-19 impacted your business, and what are some of the changes that you've made? So initially when the pandemic hit, just like everybody, we're kind of like almost like blindsided by it when they decided to shut down the world, and everybody stay home and safer at home and quarantining and things. But for me, business-wise, what it did was a lot of the events and weddings and cruises and that sort of thing that I'd already had booked, they just pushed back. So it gave me a lot of time to just regroup, to go back to the drawing board, to say, hey, what is it that we can do differently? What can we do to improve, not only just professionally, but personally? And just taking a lot of that time to myself, I was able to kind of come back just rejuvenated. I just wanted to create, and I missed it because I had another film on the lineup to release in the spring, but with it, I just kind of had to take a step back and just kind of, let God do his thing and grab the wheel. But what I will say is, coming from it, a lot of clients, they took advantage of that free time as well. So business, definitely was great from it. It was a good impact because a lot of people that was putting off photo shoots and family sessions and podcasts and short films and commercial work and advertising their business and growing their business, and people that even started businesses from this pandemic reached out for promotional content and stuff. So for that, I'm grateful. Okay, So here's another question. It says, do you want any more kids considering the busy work you have to put in behind your craft? Absolutely. You know, if we had to go back to the quote, it says to be fruitful and multiply. But I enjoy and I love like parenthood. I enjoy being a father. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But definitely like kids is probably like one of the greatest joys in the world. Like watching something, a person that you've created grow, and the amount of love and nourishing that you'll continue to pour into them, and raising them to be like a great, amazing people. It's just a great feeling. But yeah, I would definitely have as many kids as the Lord will bless me with under the right and proper circumstances and conditions. All right, let's see what we got going. Okay, here's a good question. Have you ever turned down a client because the energy wasn't right, or is it as long as the check clear, it don't matter? That was definitely a obstacle that I had to learn to overcome in the beginning. You know, because it was very money driven in the beginning. You know, you just check the check. You know, you're taking clients on for your basic survival, and this was pretty much all my eggs were in the basket in regards to photography. So in the beginning, yeah, I took on a lot of clients, and budgets weren't always right, energy wasn't always right, and I ended up paying for it in the long run. But now what I've learned to do is, you know, in the initial process of interacting with clients and potential clients, you'll feel the energy, and then sometimes, you know, it may hurt to say no. It may hurt to turn down the check, but what it will benefit in the long run will be more beneficial, not only for yourself but also for the client. It'll save arguments, it'll save headaches, it'll save stress more than anything. So definitely like if you're a very spiritually inclined person and you're in tune with like energies and vibes, like, and you feel it and it's just off from the beginning, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, listen, you know, I may not be able to do this, and to refer it to someone that you know, who has just as good or if not better work than yourself, or to simply just say no. That's been something I've been having to practice doing even myself personally. It's like literally like sometimes you just have to say no, I'm not available, no, I can't do it, or again, just simply no. And then, you know, sometimes it doesn't even warrant an explanation. Okay, here's another good question. It says, do you truly feel like you inspire people? I mean, I've always watched you and have been inspired. I didn't realize it at first. Honestly, like I was just like, I'm just out, you know, just I'm along my journey. I'm doing my thing. You know, I'm just trying to get it. You know, it started as just survival. But a few people actually reached out to me and was like, hey, listen, man, you know, I watch your Facebook or I watch your Instagram, and it's motivating. Like you just don't know, like, you know, seeing your drive and your determination and your will, and, you know, knowing that you came from the same struggle that I came from, and we went through the same, you know, struggles. But to see like somebody that I can relate to that's like myself, you know, a little bit older, like it's inspiring. Like, so to hear somebody say that wholeheartedly and to take it in and to be humbled by that is like an amazing feeling. It truly is. And so for even for you to detect that here is like, it's humbling. So definitely appreciate it. All right, so shout out to everybody that's just joining in, and I'm gonna take another quick little break, and I'm gonna give a huge shout out to a good dear friend of mine, Melanie Beecham, made by MB. She always keeps me laced with all of like my essential oils, my beard oils, conditioners, soaps, you know, you name it. Y'all be sure to check her out. Go over to her page, Made by MB on Instagram, Melanie Beecham on Facebook, and definitely tell her that I sent you your way. What's up, Melanie? How you doing? But yeah, man, these oils and stuff like that, man, definitely keeping my beard looking good, moisturizing. This Florida heat, this summer heat ain't no joke. right, shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Yeah, definitely, man. It's an open Q&A, so keep the questions coming, man. I'm loving the energy. I'm loving the vibes from all of y'all. Like I said, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're on YouTube. So definitely keep them coming in, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And I'm loving the chance to just continue to get out and interact with everybody that I see that's been supporting me from day one, man. It's been a long journey. It's been a long 6 years, extremely long 6 years, and I'm looking for like 600 more to go. So I love the support, man. I love each and every one of y'all, bottom of my heart, man, for real. Yeah, so definitely, if there's any like business owners out there that's watching, definitely be sure to send me over your link. If there's anything that we can do to continue to network and build and help each other grow, man, I'm all for it. So real quick, anybody watching, did anybody get a chance to check out the latest film that I released titled Give Thanks, that released this past Thanksgiving? Love to hear y'all feedback from it. Chanel, your level of sarcasm is always baffling. Hey man, definitely, but yeah, that man, lifelong friend, man, high school, yeah, man, definitely. So what's up with it? But where can we watch it? It was available on social media for like digital download, and it's still available on my website. I'll be sure to leave a link where you guys can go and check it out and do the digital download thing. I try to take more of like a independent, but still kind of like Hollywood. Not going to Amazon, not going to YouTube, not going to like, anything of that nature. I just literally wanted people to go to the website and download it and really feel like the love and the energy that I put behind it. So that way you can download it and watch it from your phone or your iPad, or have movie or date night around like my films and my projects. So definitely, I'll be sure to leave a link where you guys can go on and watch it at and check it out. So shout out to everybody that's just joining in. Like I said, it's live Q&A, so feel free. See, a lot of people didn't know about the film that I created. I try to advertise as much as possible, whether it was like posting on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or just social media. So I'll definitely pin a link to where everybody can go and check it out and everything after this video is over. Yeah, man, loving the questions, guys, man. Keep them coming, keep them coming, keep them coming. Sharon, how you doing? How you doing? How them grandbabies? All right, let's see. Switching over to Instagram here. Ooh, so this this is a good question. It says, which talent do you like doing the most? Is it like the motors and bikes, personal fitness, or photography? Um, that's tough. That's tough. If I really had to like say which one I enjoy doing the most, I would say that working on like motors and bikes is very peaceful for me. It brings like a level of like tranquility to me, like being in my garage and just working with my hands. But there's no greater joy than like creating moments and capturing moments and sharing moments with photography. And a lot of people tend to ask me like what's like the most exciting thing that I enjoy capturing. And still like to this day and probably like to the day that I die, it will always be capturing the birth of children. Like I don't think that emotion gets much more raw than that. Like I've filmed so many births, and like every time that I film one, it's like, you know, even outside of just like my own kids' births, it's like that same feeling. It's just like there's so many emotions running through my body, capturing those moments, and then being able to go back and share those with the parents, and then for the child to be able to grow up and see, you know, this was the moment that I was born. Like I think that is just amazing. So I mean, respectively, like each of my my talents I enjoy doing in different avenues. Hey Sharon, man, that's great to hear. Definitely send my hellos. Yeah, it is big though when you really sit back and think about it, because like I always thought, like, you know, being a parent, like, okay, yeah, I watched, you know, when my oldest son was born. I was there for all of my kids born, but I mean, like, when my oldest son was born, I was just like so many emotions running through my body, and just like, you know, the level of anxiety, the level of excitement, just everything that's literally running through your body. But I'm like, okay, well, this was my child. So then when I got into photography professionally, and the first client, you know, was like, hey, listen, do you film like in the labor and delivery room? And I'm like, okay, well, I've done it before. So I mean, how hard can it be just to film a baby being born? But literally, like, watching that baby being born and just being in that labor and delivery room and seeing and feeling just like all of like that love and like that energy and like everything that like that overcomes, like, you know, my body. I was like, yeah, this is it. This is it. Like, honestly, if I had to just do one thing for the rest of my life, like, I would film like baby births, like, for real. Yeah, it is big time. It is big time. Definitely, definitely. Hey, so to everybody that's watching, you know, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Where's everybody from? I like to know. I like to know where everybody's from. I'm here, Southside, St. Pete, Florida. Love to know where you guys are tapping in from. Yeah. It does show that people really like care and trust, you know, with me, like being in that intimate space and, you know, labor and delivery. Like they trust my creative vision as well. But I promise I'll keep up the good work. The only way from here is forward, and you know, I promise not to look back. Okay, North Carolina, all the way from North Carolina. We have St. Pete. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for real. Detroit. Okay, the Motor City. Chanel, what part of Detroit are you from? I know you're from Detroit. St. Pete in the building. Hey, we out here. Pardon my reach, pardon my reach. It's a lot of stuff that going behind the scenes that y'all may not know, but yeah, man, a lot of cords and electrical components and lights and microphones and all that good stuff. But yeah, man, I definitely like to give you guys the quality that y'all deserve. Not only if it's an Instagram, Facebook live video, if it's a YouTube video, if it's just a 10-second video. Like, I really put my all into this. So I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. Not only where y'all from, but what y'all doing this Saturday night, 8 o'clock. What y'all got going on? Now I'm old, so you know I'm a homebody. But I don't know, tell me what y'all think, man. This Instagram live thing is pretty cool, man. I should probably do it more often. Okay, so here's another question. It says, is there a website for the brand and how many products do you have for sale? Yes, I do have a website. I have products on the website, like the shirt that I have on now. I have various like t-shirts, wristbands, keychains, merchandise. And then also like my films, they're available for digital download and everything as well. So I will be sure to drop a link to the site where you guys can go on and check out like the various items that I have on my site and everything. And you know, I love the support. I love everybody. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. This has really been the highlight of my Saturday night. All right, let me see. There's another question in here. It says, where can you find the film? So again, the film is available on the website, which I'll be sure to leave a link to where everybody can go on and access it and check it out and just literally like check it out and let me know what you think. Make a movie night out of it, you know, throw some popcorn in the microwave and enjoy it, man. It's really like one of those feel-good films though, for real. It says, okay, I'm back. What does your shirt say? So it's literally like if you can imagine like the bathroom sign, and it reads Bike Life across it. And I have this one, and then I also have one for the ladies as well. And then on the back of it, I did like more of like a custom kind of thing with the back. Let me see. Turn around so I can check out the back of it. So like just on the back it reads J House, has the number 662, which is my number. But yeah, so I offer that option and everything as well with the shirts. It's like you can get just a basic one, or you can get a custom one and design it however you like. Shout out to everybody that's just joining in. So what is everybody doing to stay busy, you know, in the midst of this whole quarantine and the pandemic? Like, how are you guys staying active and creative, and what are you guys doing to stay busy and occupy your time? Ebony, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Man, shout out to Ebony for coming through at the baby shower last week. Ebony, I'm doing great, and it was good to see like last week, like after like so long, you know, growing up in the same neighborhood and watching you now, like to see you with a camera in your hand was like such an amazing and rewarding feeling. So definitely keep it up. Definitely keep it up. Don't stop shooting. Working Monday to Friday and taking care of the kids Sunday through Sunday. Hey, ain't that the truth? The grind does not stop. You know, no virus will stop that grind. Okay, here's another comment that says, I've been refocusing my vision, my mind, my ideas, goals, really working 9 to 5 and the kids. So what are you shooting with? So tell me a little bit about like your setup, or what is it that you're trying to do, or is it more like personal, or is it more like passion type stuff, or what is it that you got going on photography wise? And I see that you mentioned walking. That's one thing I wish I would have did a little bit more of coming out of the pandemic and the quarantine was exercising more. Definitely invest time into your physical health, like eating good, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, and just exercising. And exercise doesn't always have to consist of like going to the gym or lifting weights. Walking is exercise, riding a bike is exercise, you know, walking your dog, playing outside with your kids, like all of that's exercise. Just get your heart rate up. But like I said, I wish I would have just done a little bit more of it. I really took a lot of time to just focus on just, you know, what was behind the computer and, you know, meditating, spending a lot of times to myself, my notes, my thoughts, just regrouping, refocusing, getting back to the grind. Okay, so Ebony, you're just shooting personal, nothing major. Hey, well listen, that camera setup that you got is definitely major. It's definitely major, it's admirable. So definitely keep it up. Keep it up. Proud of you. Okay, so Tampa checking in. I see you, Tampa Bay. So listen, for all the people that's just tuning in, again, this is a live Q&A, open question and answer. So, you know, feel free to ask any questions and I'll try to respond as openly and honestly and truthfully as possible. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see if we can bring somebody in. Yes, how you doing? I'm all right. Okay. Right. And that's actually how I got started. I had a solid background in journalism, like all the way from elementary school all the way throughout college. Like I just knew I was gonna be a writer, journalist, publicist, something. So it just transitioned into photography, but just having that background did help. But I will say that the biggest thing is like just being passionate about it. Like having that passion is like it'll carry you and take you so much further than having the drive for the business side of it. Because at the end of the day, like
See, and I think that they enjoy it, but I don't think that they would completely passionate about it. But they do a good job. They do pretty good with me because I already have my own ideas. I already have my own ideas when I come to them. So I don't know if you've seen Brandon BSP Sweat or something like
oh,
that.
absolutely, absolutely, amazing work.
Yes, and I did this one photo shoot with my daughter. We did it like around. It was for my birthday, and I had on like this I got the dresses for some Old Navy first to match, and then I had on one dress that was by myself. And he was like, Sierra, I see the vision that you want, but friend, it's not going to go correct because I don't have the right backdrop for it.
Uh-huh.
It was like, I was like, we can use the white one. He was like, okay, Sierra, like, of course you can use this stuff, so we just go to this way. He was right, and someone was like, we can get somebody that owned it, but I was like, no, I kind of like it because it was still natural with the Publix, brought a whole bunch of flowers, and I usually don't wear makeup. I didn't have any makeup or anything, but I think I put on mascara, and I had my hair done, and I just wanted that vision. The vision I was going for, like a goddess type, like someone like sacred, like kind of like how Eve was supposed to be, like got her legs closed, like
Right.
And so the vision was kind of created, but the backdrop kind of threw it off. And I feel like Brandon on a personal level, he kind of feel like this could have been one of my greatest work, but it wasn't because you didn't listen. But I don't really feel that way about the shoot. Like I feel like it still came out nice. Like it was something kind of like old school, like old timey, like when they took the pictures like on Love Jones, like type thing. Yeah. And I still liked it, but I think he's like, that's in his crowd, that's in his
Exactly. We're as creators, we're always going to be our own biggest critics. Like, we'll look at a picture and we'll analyze it 1,000 times over before we'll send it to a client or post it. So I can understand his pain on that one.
And I did too. I was like, I'm not that mad. So when I come to them, I come with vision. Now I don't know if you know Brianna Wilson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did a photo shoot for me like a few years back.
And when she first started, when it was like 2000, before I even had kids, it was like 2014, 2013. I always wanted to model, like, had kids, but I always wanted to model. And she took one of my first pictures. This was like around my birthday as well. And I went downtown on the boat. So I had this vision. I had to be like this, like almost like the old timey rich, like preppy white women kind of like, but I'm a black woman. And I always had like a figure, like, and I had like a shape. It was like the outfit that I had on, but it was by the boat, like on the dock. I'm like, nobody don't think like this anyways, but it was something that I had envisioned. She was like, this is so cool, Sierra. Like, you're one of my first people that I can get behind my camera with. I want you to come back and do this and that. Probably I think a year after that, almost so much after that, I became pregnant. Some things kind of slow you down. That's why I said I want to get my focus back into the game. Like, that can't slow you down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She was one of my first. She was one of my first like shoots, but she just recently did my last shoot, my maternity shoot, which I did with my son's dad. But I said I want to go back to that same. It's not a botanical. It's not a botanical.
Botanical gardens.
It's not that, but it's like a little place in the back of Sam and Ash, the music store.
Yeah.
It's like a little place in the back of there.
Okay.
And I've been analyzing this place, looking at it. Like before I even got pregnant with him, I said I was gonna do a shoot there. But I got pregnant, I was like, I'm gonna do my maternity session back there. I guess because I didn't even want to do a maternity session because that's not where I want to put I didn't want to make my photo shoot like my personal life. Like that's something I really want to do. Like I almost was about to cry, but I was like, like just go and do it. And they came out beautiful. They came out nice. But I was like, I want to go like in my regular form. I want to make my body
Mm-hmm.
I'm also like, I like to think, right? Hence me talking so much. I like to think. And I like to ask questions. Asking questions. You know, I'm very curious. But I was like, when I started to do psychology, I thought that I would be more of like a counselor. But I was like, okay, my sister graduated first psychology, and I know that they used to do people kind of like with mental problems, like in the hospital, you know, or like in homes and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't think my brain can handle the powerful sense. And like you said, when you have a spirit and an energy, like certain things you know, but you can't deal with, and we can be in your circle and whatnot. So I'm like, I don't want to do this, so I need to get back to being creative. So I was like, you know, I want to start. I want to get back and go and get my esthetician license. And I like ultrasound, just have none of my bills, something that's
Right.
I really want to do like skincare, also like beauty and natural beauty and just being in front of a camera. And my baby, like, since last year Thanksgiving, she's been telling me she want a camera. She want like a Canon camera.
For real, for real. It'll be a good place to start. It'll be a good place to start.
Yeah, and she was crying like she really wants one. So I said I'm gonna get her one because I think that she could. I might as well let her try it. She get a little bit older, a little bit more mature. I might as well let her start.
Yeah. And so what I'll say to do is what we'll do is we'll connect and we'll keep in touch and stuff like that. And so if there's anything that I can do to be of a resource to you or to be motivating or any encouragement or any words of wisdom, just anything, like don't hesitate. Like let's do that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely.
He calling me to join the live over the hot Netflix.
Yeah, because I wanted to make sure I answered your questions and stuff like that fully. But with you like getting into photography and stuff like that, like definitely.
Yeah. So I enjoy doing, but I just really do have a passion. Like I'll take pictures of stuff too, but I was like, I don't know when this stuff in my friend's phone, so I can just stay in front of the camera, right? But you know, I don't think that it'll be too much of a, because I would never try to put people down on my friends or nothing like that. It'll be just me doing pictures probably of myself or trying different things and me trying to work with them, like you said, like or trying to see how can I do this or do that, because I know they wouldn't mind, but it's not like I want to build a whole clientele off of it. If I do, it'll probably be out of state somewhere, but I would much rather be in front of the camera than behind the camera. I would love to be behind the camera too, because like I said, I'm still a creative. That's why I asked you about directing, because I even told Brandon I had an apartment before this one, and it was really big, and I was like, I kind of want to do a short film, like a little short, like scary, like lustful type thing in here. Like I had got some lingerie from Victoria's Secret and all. Like I had a whole vision. He was like, yeah, that'd be dope. And other days come up, so we didn't end up doing it. But I have a vision for a lot of things. That's why I said I'm focusing like my ideas, my goals, like trying to get my mom back on that. That's why I was happy that you put this live up, because it's not everybody live. Not everybody make a live about legit things.
Right.
I'm fucking them. I'm wrong. I'm not being judgmental.
Oh yeah, we all guilty. We all guilty of it.
But I'm not gonna do it anymore. But I can embrace things like the stuff that I'm actually into, like something that get my mom want to be that focused on. Okay, yeah, you don't need to be doing this, and yes, think about that, and look at how far he's come. No excuse. Get that focused. You know you can do it. You've done it before. You can do better than what stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, you're on the right path. So like I say, just literally like we'll keep in touch, and then don't hesitate. And I'm around, so I'm local too. So feel free to reach out anytime.
Okay.
All right. It was good talking to you though. We'll be in touch. Yeah. All right. All right, Facebook, Instagram, what's good? We back. So we definitely keeping the lines open. It's a Q&A, so feel free. The floor is open. You're welcome to ask your questions. I'm gonna try to answer them as honestly, truthfully, and openly as possible. You're on the airwaves. We on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube live. So definitely, man. I've been loving the questions, so y'all keep them coming in. I'm loving the energy, loving the vibes, man. This has probably been like one of the best Saturday nights like in a long time.